The reason we showed that video is because we have a volunteer from PF Rwanda with us, Katy, and it just struck me that what Miles was saying, both about the grace, that we're all here by God's grace, and that these people in Rwanda who have suffered so terribly are doing something that they probably, many of them, thought would be impossible. This was probably one of the dreams they never thought would come true, and thanks to Prison Fellowship Rwanda and thanks to Bishop John and those initiatives, there's some incredible things happening in Rwanda. And Katy and I are a bit worried about how we follow Miles. We've never done all those things, although apparently Katy tells me she has been cage diving.
Cage diving with sharks.
With sharks, so
on my list.
Should be, if not, you can. Okay. Okay, so Katy, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you ended up going out to Rwanda?
Okay, so first of all, Miles, I really think you should go into stand-up comedy, because I paid good money to watch that. But mine is rather more an ordinary story. I started university about 4 years ago, and I was 6 when the genocide in Rwanda happened, so I'm ashamed to say I honestly knew nothing about it until I got to uni. And then started learning about it on my course, and it was one of those things that once you hear about what's happened and the fact they're now living peacefully, you kind of have to see it to believe it for yourself. So I googled NGOs in Rwanda and came up with Prison Fellowship, just by chance really. Got in touch with them and they responded quickly, the most professionally, the most friendly, and I chose them, and it turned out to be, you know, one of the best organisations I could have chosen. They're doing, like, as you saw on the screen, groundbreaking work, and they've been doing it since probably about 5 months after the genocide stopped.
Okay, and so what were you doing when you went out there?
I was very much involved more. Prison Fellowship Rwanda is much more than just work in the prisons. It's a lot more about reintegrating ex-prisoners back into society. So I was involved in 7 reconciliation villages they have, which, following the mass releases, the prisoners go into and live with the people that they committed crimes against. So, as you heard Bishop John say on the screen, people are very sceptical about what's happened out there. And so what we really want to do is go in and get the stories of these people living side by side and show them to people that were very sceptical. So we went and filmed a farming cooperative, interviewed them for about once a week for about a month, just to see how they were living together, and we've now taken that to the, I'm sure you've all heard of the UK Cooperative Group, which all the shops, the banks, and they are now showing our story and giving money to the farming cooperative. And then probably the best part of the job was PFR looks after about 100 street kids, because their other side of things is crime prevention. So I'd spend 3 afternoons a week with the kids, just trying to get out of them what they wanted to do with their lives. You know, these are kids that are begging, using alcohol, using drugs. And we ended up setting up a new NGO, an offshoot from PFR, and we've got sponsorship now for 33 of the 100 to attend school. This is just in the last 6 months. And we're continually raising funds to send them all to school.
Great. And can you tell me, as Miles was talking here about how we should just, you know, decide what we're going to do and go for it, and that's what you did. You went out to Rwanda. How has it changed you as a person going out to Rwanda?
I could probably stand here and speak for about 2 hours, but it taught me...
I'll get into terrible trouble if you do.
It taught me very little things. Taught me very much how to be more patient. I don't know if anyone's heard of TIA, Time in Africa, but Rwanda took it to a whole new level. But honestly, every time something went a little bit wrong or I was waiting for 2 hours for something to happen, they were just so laid back about everything. They just laughed it off, and they always had a smile on the face, people working there. And then on a bigger scale was that, you know, small victories really do matter. You know, if you get sponsorship for one child, it really makes a difference to their life. It changes their life completely. And people, you know, a lot of people I've spoken to over here have been kind of saying, you know, you can't go and save the whole world, but if you just do one little thing, then it helps someone, and that's all that really matters.
Great. And what's the next bit? What's your dream next?
To go somewhere else in Africa. South Sudan, if anyone has any contacts, would be on my list. Yeah, just continue that kind of work.
Okay, thank you. And Katy's going to be around for the whole weekend, so do have a chat with her. Thanks very much.